Former WBO junior middleweight champion Tszyu could potentially face rising contender Joey Spencer this April in Australia. For the 29-year-old Tszyu, who has endured a rough patch with back-to-back losses in 2024, this bout represents a crucial opportunity to regain his confidence. A fight against Spencer could serve as a stepping stone toward a highly anticipated clash with former WBC and WBA welterweight champion Keith Thurman provided Thurman triumphs in his March 12th showdown with Brock Jarvis in Sydney. It's worth noting that Tszyu and Thurman were originally scheduled to meet on March 30th of last year. However, that fight fell through after Tszyu suffered a biceps injury, leaving fans disappointed. Once seen as a dominant force at 154 pounds, Tszyu's stock has undeniably dropped after his recent struggles. Facing Joey Spencer, a relatively unproven fighter at the world level, would have been a straightforward task for Tszyu just a year ago. Now, however, the matchup feels more evenly balanced, a true 50-50 fight. Critics have pointed to Tszyu's inability to adapt mid-fight as a glaring weakness that has cost him dearly in recent outings. According to boxing insider Dan Rafael, the Tszyu vs. Spencer matchup is being discussed for the first quarter of 2025, making this a must-win scenario for Tszyu. A loss to Spencer could mark the end of Tszyu's ambitions at the elite level and force him to consider retirement. After all, Spencer, who was stopped in 7 rounds by Jesus Ramos in March 2023, has since padded his record with 3 wins against unranked opposition, but has yet to prove himself as a legitimate world-level contender. Tszyu's most recent defeat came in a disastrous 3-round demolition at the hands of IBF junior middleweight champion Bakram Murtazaliev on October 19th last year. The fight, held at the Caribe Royale in Florida, saw Tszyu hit the canvas 4 times in a shocking performance. What made the loss even more humiliating was Murtazaliev's post-fight revelation that he had been competing with an injured right arm, relying solely on his left hand to inflict damage. Even with his weaker hand, Murtazaliev dominated Tszyu with ease, leading many to wonder how much worse the outcome could have been had the champion been fully healthy. Tszyu's downward spiral began earlier in 2024 when he lost a razor-thin 12-round split decision to Sebastian Fundora on March 30th. That defeat derailed talks of a potential blockbuster showdown with Terence Crawford, leaving Tszyu's career at a crossroads. As Tszyu prepares to rebuild his career, the fight against Spencer will be a critical test of whether he can still compete at the highest level or if his days as a top-tier fighter are behind him.
You know, this Canelo beat the Canelo 26, 27, 28, 29 years old. So I feel in my best, and I still enjoy boxing a lot.
Canelo Alvarez has shed light on why he hasn't granted David Benavidez the fight he's been relentlessly pursuing. According to Alvarez, Benavidez's approach has been marked by disrespect, leaving him questioning why he should reward such behavior by sharing the ring and his hard-earned payday with him.
And when somebody approaches you like that and call you out like that, you don't need to give them money. At this point, I fight with everybody, with every champion, with all the best out there. And
for several years, Benavidez has employed unyielding pressure to try to corner Canelo into agreeing to a showdown. The young fighter has openly accused Alvarez of dodging him, questioned his legacy, and even brought up his own sparring success with Dmitry Bivol, the man who handed Canelo one of his rare career losses. With Canelo, it's that bullshit. He needs to be respectful. I won't bow my knee to anybody because I've earned my shot. This fight isn't happening because he wants $150 million.
Yeah, I always respect my opponents and every single fighter, every single people. Obviously, if they don't, okay, it's different, no? But yeah, I always try to respect people, respect the fighters, respect my opponents. I'm not that kind of guy. I never go into a fight or into bad things with people. But if somebody disrespect me, that's different.
Despite being repeatedly ignored, Benavidez refuses to back down. While most fighters might have moved on after such efforts proved fruitless, Benavidez has remained fixated on Canelo, even as the Mexican superstar explores campaigns at 175 pounds. This obsessive determination has sparked mixed reactions among fans, with some labeling it as commendable persistence and others finding it unsettling.
Here is the young, undefeated phenom from South Central Los Angeles, Diego Pacheco.
Edgar Berlanga made headlines last night, emerging from the shadows to challenge super middleweight contender Diego Pacheco, immediately following Pacheco's dominant victory over Steven Nelson in Las Vegas. Taking to social media, Berlanga extended a call-out, promising Pacheco a big payday. The timing of Berlanga's move, however, feels like blatant clout chasing, as the Brooklyn native seizes the opportunity to ride the coattails of Pacheco's newfound momentum.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. You know, that's a fight that I've been open to making for a long time now. And you know, it's funny because my coach told me, he's like, if you don't get the knockout, you know, all these guys are going to be ready to fight you. You know, these guys are going to be open to fighting you if you don't get the knockout. So it's funny you said that because now it's happening. And Edgar Berlanga, if you're hearing this, bro, we can run it next, whenever. Let's get it.
Pacheco, currently ranked number 1 by the WBO, showcased his superiority with an authoritative performance against Nelson at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas last Saturday. In contrast, Berlanga's recent struggles, including his lopsided defeat to Canelo Alvarez, have left his credibility in question. Despite this, promoter Eddie Hearn expressed openness to the idea of a Berlanga-Pacheco showdown, though his skeptical demeanor hinted at doubts about Berlanga's sincerity in pursuing the fight. Hearn, known for his sharp judgment, likely recognizes the logistical and financial hurdles that make this matchup improbable.
For me, it's the first time I've really heard Edgar talk about that fight, which is music to our ears, I think. And it's a brilliant fight. It's a very tough fight. It's a dangerous fight for both men. Two great fighters, Mexico v Puerto Rico. And I think now it's just showing how Diego's star and his profile is rising, because a lot of people said, you know, who's Diego Pacheco? Why would we fight Diego Pacheco?
One significant obstacle is Berlanga's rumored monetary expectations, which soared after his lucrative title fight against unified super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. Fighters who share the ring with Canelo often emerge with inflated pay demands, and Berlanga seems no exception. Unfortunately for him, the financial windfall he seeks is unlikely to materialize, even with the potential to market the fight as a Puerto Rico versus Mexico rivalry. A Berlanga versus Pacheco bout lacks the draw needed to justify a pay-per-view event, and it would likely require substantial backing, possibly from figures like Turki Al-Sheikh, to meet Berlanga's lofty demands.
Now people are calling him out, and Edgar Berlanga is one of the biggest names in the division. He's calling out Diego Pacheco, which is fantastic, and it is a really, really, really good fight. And I know you like that fight too.
Adding to the speculation, rumors have surfaced about Berlanga's interest in facing 39-year-old veteran Gabriel Rosado in Puerto Rico. A fight against Rosado could capitalize on Berlanga's hero-like status on the island, where he received a warm reception despite his loss to Canelo. Given Rosado's journeyman status, this matchup appears to be more within Berlanga's current wheelhouse. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment. Your support helps us grow and continue bringing you the very best from the world of boxing.